tonight so far, and I'm excited. So we're going to keep this moving right ahead with our last presenter, Mr. LeBron James. And the crowd goes wild because he's about to put on his jersey and lace up the Nikes. But he is an amazing educator that hails out of California. And to give you just a synopsis of his presentation is going to be how to effectively teach math to students of color and the positive future of teaching and learning for teachers and students of color using online education. And I think in the midst of what we're going through right now, this was an amazing way to close out this presentation because so many of us are faced with now teaching online. And so he's going to come in and share his expertise. I was sending him a message saying, can you come on first? Can you come on first? He was like, I can't because I'm teaching online. So he's a practitioner of the work. You know, some people tell you stuff that they don't really do, but he is a practitioner of this work. And so I'm excited to bring Mr. LeBron James on. Hi, Mr. LeBron.
Hey, Simone, how you doing? It's great to be here. It's great to be here.
I am well, and I'm excited. Thank you again so much. I really appreciate it. I'm going to stop talking, and I'm going to let you take over and do your thing. Thank you again so much.
No, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm glad to participate, and I hope I can live up to the hype. It's so hard having my name because the standard, the
Right.
bar goes so high. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just know the other dude, he can't do math like me, so I'm not worried about him. You know?
Right.
So whatever he can do on the court, he can't get me in the classroom, so I ain't worried about it.
That's right. The court in the classroom. I love that. All right, Mr.
Yes. And so, hello everyone. I'm here in Los Angeles, and I'm really excited to share this information because we are at a pivotal time. So just to give you a little background, I was a high school math teacher for 15 years. So I taught everything from Algebra 1 all the way up to pre-calculus. And I taught at some of the richest, most prestigious schools in Los Angeles. And I saw the disparity between how privileged people were getting education versus people like me from the hood who didn't get the best teachers, the best resources. It seemed like the district always never had enough money. But when I was a teacher at private schools, they had all the resources. There was no such thing as an IEP. Every kid was included in the classroom. And so I said, there's got to be a way to provide this same high quality education to kids in the hood. So in 2001, I started teaching online. That was the first time I started teaching online. I would teach math classes at night in addition to the classes I was teaching during the day, and realized that kids were learning more when I was teaching them online at night than when they were in the classroom with me during the day. So I went to the administration and said, hey, why don't we create a program where we can do an online program so that kids in the hood who don't have the classes that are making them eligible for college can take them online and be more eligible? Well, that didn't work out. So fast forward, after teaching for 15 years, I decided to create my own school, a charter school for Black boys around math and economics. And then I realized in grad school that they said, you know what? Starting your own school is great, but having a bigger impact for Black and brown kids around the country is you got to work with the existing teachers. So I go around, I've been coaching teachers in districts all over the country, and what I see is a huge disparity. There's a huge cultural gap between the teachers and the students. The majority of the teachers, actually 80% of teachers, are white women. So they come from a Eurocentric, individualistic culture. And majority of students are Black and brown, which come from collectivist cultures where we like to interact and do that type of thing. So I'm seeing a huge cultural disconnect between teachers and students. Also, what you see nationwide is the newest, brand new teachers are always sent to the hood. So we get the newest teachers in the most difficult situations doing the most important work. And my question is, do I want a first year doctor doing brain surgery on my child? And so that's how I look at education, that we are brain surgeons. We're putting in information, we're social workers, we're doing so many different things. And in our urban communities, we need way more assistance. So what I realize now is through this pandemic is it's opening up a brand new opportunity for us as teachers. One, we know there are not enough teachers of color in our classes to meet the needs of our kids, whether it's the cultural needs or the social emotional needs or even the growth mindset. Because if you look at research, Black teachers identify Black students as gifted at the same rate that white teachers identify white students as gifted. But yet, white teachers identify Black students gifted at a much lower rate. So it's not to blame anyone, but a lot of it has to be cultural cues. We can pick up on things about our kids that maybe they can't. We can see the genius in our kids, and so we come from a growth mindset or a genius mindset. And so, even as an education consultant, when I'm training teachers how to teach math to Black and brown kids, I said the first thing you have to do is assume that kid is a genius. Now, how do I teach this Black genius in order for them to succeed? So there's a huge, huge cultural gap. But what I'm most excited about that I want to share with you in these few minutes, and hopefully you'll contact me more if anyone is interested, is that I am a member of the World Future Society, which means for the last 20 years, I've been studying the future, like 50 years from now, 100 years from now, 500 years into the future. And we study the future and figure out how do we build the future and then work backwards to make it a reality. And the future of education I studied in 1999 is actually happening right now. So, because we don't have enough teachers in the classroom, because kids are not getting the support they need, because there's not enough teachers of color, this pandemic has created an unbelievable opportunity in education. Everyone in the world has to stay at home. All kids now around the country have to learn online. All teachers now have to make a shift. So, this pandemic is creating a shift in how we interact, how we have to teach. And that is causing chaos in the current system. But based on studying the future of education, it's just created the groundwork for what is the next level of equity in education. So, for any kids who haven't been getting a great education, who would love to have a teacher that looks like them, this period of time is now where change will happen. So, I just want to share a scenario of what I see happening in the future. One, now that kids are going to be able to adjust and teach online, this is a great opportunity for all the teachers and Black educators rock to be proficient in online teaching. This is a brand new door, a brand new opening. Because what's going to happen in the future is kids will be able to pick the teacher they want for their subject. So if you have an eighth grader now who says, wow, I want to take Algebra 1, they will go online and look and say, oh, there's a great Algebra 1 teacher in Maryland, even though I live in Chicago. And they can sign up and take the teachers that they want. So the teachers who are the most dynamic, who are the most engaging, who have the most rigorous content, they will be rated like in Yelp. And then kids will be able to shop online for the teachers that they want. And so then they can have a teacher that looks like them from the same community or from a similar culture. So it's going to open up a whole new world for our students, especially in middle school and high school, because they'll be able to pick teachers from all over the world or all over the country. And those teachers can look like them, relate to them. And so kids will be more engaged and they'll get to pick their teachers. So for you teachers who are veterans in the game, you're the most popular teacher at your school and everybody else is hating on you. You know how it is. Now you will be able to benefit because you will now be able to have an online class of three, five, 10,000 students. It's unbelievable. I've seen this played out in different scenarios and now it's coming to pass. And so I just want to share this opportunity with all of us that we can educate our kids by really embracing the online environment and understanding how do we create a culturally appealing, a culturally responsive educational system online. What does it look like culturally to engage online? So I just got off of teaching a class. I teach a free algebra class every Tuesday because I want kids now during this time to get used to teaching and learning online. And this is the best experience. I just had 30 kids in my class for an Algebra 1 class. So what I'm saying is in the future, if you're an English teacher, you can have 4,000 students taking your English class. If you're a science teacher, you can have 8,000 students taking your class. And now the teachers who are really good will get paid because there will be a voucher system where kids say, hey, I have a voucher to take these 6 classes. I want to take this science class from Mrs. Ginn. Miss Ginn is offering a science class. Great. Here's your voucher for $5. Now the cost of education goes down. But now Miss Ginn has 5,000 kids paying $5. That's $25,000 she's gotten for that one class, and she can have 6, 7 classes going. So the idea I want to share is that the future is wide open. One is wide open for our students because now, if they want to have you as their teacher, now they can. That's what's coming. And if you are an exceptional teacher or developing teacher, now you can teach kids all over the country or all over the world, sharing your expertise um, in your curriculum. Now you can have a cultural bend on your curriculum because if kids have, say, for me, an algebra class, guess what? I have a list of 20 math teachers I can take. But I know LeBron James, he teaches algebra using hip hop. So if I want a hip hop algebra teacher, I'll sign up for LeBron's class. Boom. If someone else likes a different style of teacher, they can sign up for that style. And there's not enough of us in the marketplace to where there's any competition. There are millions and millions of kids nationwide and worldwide who want to learn from you, who love your swag, who love your style, who love your get down, and love your expertise. And now it's just a matter of us creating the platforms and getting our expertise using these tools in order to really flourish and take advantage of these times. So the online environment allow kids to work at night. If they do better at night than during the day, they can work with you live and then rewatch your recorded lesson 4 or 5 times, whatever they need. There's no pressure. There's no time constraints. So it's a whole new world that's about to open. And I want to make sure Black Educators Rock are at the forefront of this new trailblazing time in education, where we're taking the system and we're flipping it over. So all the inequity we've experienced between resources and other school districts and feeling inadequate in faculty lounges where you may be the only Black person like I was, or there may be a few. Now we create our own school system through the one you're working with online where the best and brightest teachers can reach all the kids who really need us. So that's just an outline of what I've been studying. I'm looking to work with a group of people to really design this in greater detail. I've been thinking about it for 20 years, but I've never had a team of people to help make this reality. And now this is the perfect time. Unfortunately, we have the pandemic, but it has opened up another opportunity for us as educators and for our kids to really have an equitable education in the 21st century. And so that's what I wanted to share. And if still have a few minutes, if anyone has any questions, I would love to field some questions.
Miss LeBron, I'm over here. I told Dr. Melissa, Miss Tracy, sign me up for 5,000 children for $5 a child. I will keep teaching. I love like I never thought of like maybe some other people have thought about that, but when I say I never thought about that, I mean what you said made so much sense. And I think that, I love all people, but I think especially in this space with Black Educators Rock, we are some of the most gifted, talented people. I mean, we can take I've seen so many memes and the situation is not funny, but they bring humor, they bring a sense of calm and peace and laugh to it. And there are some amazing educators who I believe you could have 5,000 students in your class because of the way you present it. So that has just opened up my mind to really thinking and expanding beyond the space that I was in. So when I say thank you so much for this, like thank you so much for this. Miss Tracy, she's over the local chapter. She says BER has the teachers available. And
Yes,
then says Mr. James, I see the future.
yes.
And then Miss Tony Jensen, she loved the ideas. Kids taking a class that they want. That's like next level stuff, man. Like, so thank you so much for sharing that.
You're more than welcome.